Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am Jesin Joy, Program Coordinator, Lead College, and I would like to welcome all of you who are watching this session or who are joining in from us from various parts of the world to know more about self-check and portfolio submission, how to do it yourself, the DIY, how to do it yourself. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. I think I opened another window and was echoing. I hope it's clear to all of you. Can anybody type in the comment box and let me know that you can hear me and see me all good before we start? Okay. So first of all, Happy New Year to all of you. 2020 was a pretty challenging year for everyone across the world. And I'm sure, especially for the uh, nurses who are aiming to become Australian registered nurses. It has been a completely, roller coaster ride in terms of the new model for nursing registration, OBA, and completely new for Australia, the NCLEX examination and the OSCE examination. So I sense that you all must be nervous, thinking about how it will happen, what will happen. Many changes have happened in 2020. Many students have written their NCLEX examination already. Many have passed. Many are again attempting after unsuccessful attempts as well. Um, Apart from that, some other updates that I would like to all give you that AHPRA had published a date for the OSCE examination in December, but unfortunately it was postponed now. It's postponed to February and February 1st and 2nd. And also they have published dates for the April and June examination as well, so that you get enough time to plan your visit to Adelaide and you get enough time to prepare for your examination. Okay, now coming back to today's session. So today we are going to learn how to do your self-check by yourself. And I will be basically focusing on, one, again, reviewing the steps with you. What are the steps for the nursing registration in Australia under OBA? Also, I'll be telling you, showing you, demonstrating you how to do the self-check. Also, we will be discussing how to submit your documents correctly. Okay, I would advise all of you to take a pen and paper with you so that it is easy for you to write down key points that I'm discussing, and we'll take it ahead from there. Okay, so first of all, I will just share my screen. So can you all see my screen? If yes, if any one of you can type in the comment section that you can see my screen, then we can go ahead. Okay, so I think you are able to see my screen. Okay, so on my screen, you can see the steps for the nursing registration. Okay, there are a few steps in this. So first step that I would like all of you to note down is called self-check. Okay, now self-check is nothing but it's a very simple form on AHPRA's website. And after this session, we will provide you the link of the self-check in the comment section as well. So self-check is nothing but it basically asks you some basic information about your nursing qualification in your country, where you have obtained the qualification, and what division of profession you are applying for registration. So for example, if you're applying to become a registered nurse, you have to opt for registered nurse. If you're applying to become a midwife, or if you're applying to become an enrolled nurse. Okay, now once you complete your self-check, as I said, it's a very simple, just won't take more than 5 minutes of your time to complete the self-check. The next step is basically, once you complete your self-check, so at the end, you will be able to see under which category that you are coming. So there are 3 categories that you can see me on my screen: stream A, stream B, and stream C. Okay. Now, under stream A, some of the candidates who have done their qualification in countries where AHPRA thinks that their qualification is substantially equivalent and relevant, they may be allowed to practice or gain registration in Australia with some conditions of supervised practice. And some candidates may go to stream B. Majority, I'm sure, all those whom you're watching, maybe from if you are watching this session to learn how to do self check, so it means that you must have done the self check and found out that you are under stream B category. Okay, now stream B category students will be going through the OBA procedure, which is basically will be writing the two examinations, NCLEX and OSCE. Okay, now some of you may be in stream C. Now, stream C candidates are those whose qualification is not substantially equivalent or relevant. Okay. And the immediately when you complete your self check, you will be able to see the outcome of your preliminary assessment. Okay. This is not the complete assessment, but yes, preliminary assessment based upon the information that you have put in the self check. I'll demonstrate it to you, but I want you to understand it first. Okay. Once you complete the self-check, hypothetically, let's say that you are in stream B. So it means you are going through the OBA assessment, outcomes-based assessment. So now the second step for you is that you have to pay the assessment fees to AHPRA. Okay. Now that assessment fees is $640, 640 AUD. And once you do the payment and AHPRA receives your payment, you will getting an acknowledgement email. Also, you will be proceeding to the next stage. Now, the next stage is a stage called orientation part 1. Okay. Now, under orientation part 1, when you reach the orientation part 1, you have to watch it takes around 60 minutes to 90 minutes, uh, an online e-learning module which is available for you after you have done your payment. Okay, the purpose of this online e-learning module is to tell you about Australian uh, uh, um, to tell you more about Australian nursing industry, the role of nurses in the healthcare industry, and in general about the demographics and the importance of nurses in Australia. Okay. Now, once you complete the orientation part 1, you move to a stage called portfolio. Okay. Now, this is a very important and crucial stage because here is the stage where you have to upload your documents. Okay. So, whatever qualification that you have or information that you have submitted during the self check time, here it is the time to authenticate or to prove those information that you have provided. Okay. So, then it means you must upload all your documents correctly as per the AHPRA guidelines. Okay. And when you reach the portfolio stage, you will see there and you can download a document there which says how to certify your documents correctly, certifying your documents correctly. I will also show you that document as well and tell you more about it. Let's say you have done your document certification properly. You have to upload all the documents onto the portfolio. Once you upload the documents on the portfolio, when you submit it, the application is received by AHPRA. Now, AHPRA can take up to 2 to 3 months to assess your application and may ask you for more information if they require, if they need to. Okay, they will send you an email saying that they need further information from you or some other document that they would like to have a look at. Okay, so you must check your inbox proficiently. We have had many students who have got early assessments from AHPRA as well. So I would suggest that everybody should do it at the earliest possible. So if maximum time is 3 months, but yes, they're quite efficient in it now these days. So you should be submitting your documents correctly. If it's all good, you move towards the next stage. Okay. Now, let's say you have submitted your documents, AHPRA has assessed it. Now, they will tell you, okay, if all is good, all documents are fine and everything, then you will be moving towards the next stage, the stage 5, or the first assessment stage, which is NCLEX RN or MCQ examination stage. Okay. Now, you all must have heard about NCLEX RN examination. This is an examination conducted internationally by NCSBN through the examination center of Pearson View. Okay. And most of the countries have Pearson View centers where you can go and appear for the examination. So you don't have to wait to come to Australia to do this examination. You may be in India, Philippines, Nepal. You will be able to do this examination in your home country as well. Okay, the fees for the examination is basically divided into two parts. So first you have to pay a 200 USD in terms of your examination fees, and once you pay that amount, you pay the 200 USD, you will get an acknowledgement from Pearson View and an authorization to test number, ATT number, from AHPRA within the next 6 weeks. Okay, using that ATT number, you have to log on to Pearson View again and look for the dates and look at the schedule of the Pearson View Center near your home, and you can book your examination. Now, at the time of your booking your examination, you have to pay 150 USD. So first 200 and then now 150. So altogether 350 USD you have to pay in terms of your booking your examination. Clear to all of you, I hope. Okay, now let's say you have appeared in the examination, NCLEX examination, and you have cleared the examination. Okay, the next step for you is to go towards the practical assessment, which is OSCE, Objective Structured Clinical Examination. Okay, now this OSCE assessment is basically testing you in terms of your practical skills, whereas the NCLEX was testing you in terms of your knowledge. Okay, and here you have to demonstrate whether you have the required skills to work as a registered nurse, as a fresh registered nurse in this country. The OSCE examination is only conducted currently in Adelaide at Adelaide Health Simulation Center, for which I was telling you that they have already published the dates for the examination, which is going to happen on February, April, and June. Once you get your NCLEX results, you will get an email from the IQNM exams team or the AHPRA exams team telling you that these are the available dates and you can book your examination by paying the fees of 4,000 AUD, and then you travel to Adelaide and appear in the examination. Okay, I hope it's clear to all of you till now. Let's say you went to Adelaide and you appeared in the examination, and by God's grace, you have cleared the examination. Good news for you. Now you can apply for your, finally, for your nursing registration in Australia. Of course, you have to submit your IELTS PTE certificate, your experience documents, or any other document that AHPRA requires you to submit, and you pay for the registration fees and then get registered here in Australia. Okay. Now, the final stage that I would say under this assessment is orientation part 2, which is basically something that you have to do. It's again an online e-learning module that you have to attend within the first 6 months of you become a registered nurse in Australia. Okay. So this kind of, like a training that you should be receiving once you become a registered nurse in Australia. Again, it doesn't take long. It just takes around 2 to 3 hours for you to complete this module. Okay, so I hope you all are now clear with the steps. Let me just quickly revise once again for you. The first step, self-check. Online simple link that you have where you have to provide your information. If you are under stream B, you move towards the assessment, towards the OBA assessment, and then you pay the IQNM assessment fee of 640 AUD. You attend the orientation part 1, 60 to 90 minutes, you have to attend it. After that, you go to portfolio, submit your documents correctly. Once you submit your documents correctly, you will get an assessment from AHPRA within the next 3 months. If it's all good, you will be appearing for the NCLEX RN examination. Once you clear the NCLEX RN, you will be moving towards the OSCE examination. Once you clear the OSCE examination, you apply for registration and you submit all your documents in terms of your English language, experience certificate, or any other document that AHPRA requires to do. Okay. Once you have submitted everything, you get your registration. Then within the first 6 months of your nursing career in Australia, you have to attend the orientation part 2. Okay. Now, many of you will be asking me, and I get so many calls about Stream C candidates. Now, Stream C candidates, as I mentioned in the beginning, that unfortunately their qualification is not recognized, or it's not relevant. So they will be advised to upgrade their qualification in Australia, or if you are in Stream C, you will see an approved programs of study list there, which advises you that what you have to do or what course you have to do if you want to become registered nurse in Australia. Okay, so there is hope for you. You don't have to worry about it, but yes, some furthermore steps for you to become registered nurses in Australia. Okay, I'll stop the share of my screen, and then I'll try to go to the AHPRA website and show you the self-check link. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, can you see my screen? The heading of my screen is completing the self-check. Can you see it? If it's all good, then I'll move ahead. It says completing the self-check. You can see the Nursing and Midwifery Board logo, AHPRA logo as well. Okay, now here is the link for completing the self-check. Okay, and as I said, at the end of this session, I will provide put the link on the comment section so that it is easy for you. Okay, now completing the self-check, go through this vital information on this page. Very important for you to understand what is stream A, what is stream B, stream C. I have tried to make it as compact in my discussion, but if you want more detailed information, please go through this page. Then you should be looking at who should complete the self-check. So as per AHPRA, you as a candidate, of course, you should be doing the self-check on your own. Okay, and also it will tell you information who should not complete. So any third party or agent should not complete the self-check on your behalf. Okay, that is why it's called self-check. Then there'll be some tips for completing the self-check, sorry. And then after you read all this, you are ready to go. And then what you do is commence your self-check. Okay, I'm not sure whether you can see my screen. It says about the self-check. Can you see it? Who should use the self-check? Can you see? No. Let me try again. Okay, can you see the screen? About the self-check, who should use the self-check, who should not use the self-check, and how to use it. Okay, so again, this is again the gist of the information. You have to go through it quickly, and then once you're ready, just click on next. Privacy statement, that of course AHPRA will be taking your personal information, requesting your personal information so that they can process your application and you're fine with it. Then read the statement and go next. Okay, then you see the disclaimer. Can you all see the disclaimer on the screen? Yes? Okay, now go through the disclaimer. It has some very important information about the registration standards for overseas registered nurses, how to become registered nurses here. So basically it tells you about the NMBA English language skills standard, that you should be having the required English language skills when you apply for your registration. But let me tell you that you don't have to submit any PTE or IELTS certificate at the beginning of your assessment. Yes, you have to submit it once you have completed your OSCE. After your OSCE, you have to submit your document in terms of your IELTS or PTE certificate. Then, of course, an MBA criminal history registration standard, which basically tells you that you should not be having any criminal history background, and if you have, then you should be declaring it on the on your assessment. Okay, recency of practice, that you should be you should having at least minimum 450 hours of experience in the last 5 years. So we are sitting in January 2021. So within the last 5 years, that is between 2016 January to 2021 January, you should be having minimum 450 hours of work experience. That work experience can be anywhere in the clinical area, community area, teaching area, but it should be work experience after you have obtained your nursing educational qualification, nursing registration, and you should be working, in the capacity of a registered nurse. And of course, the last but not the least, very, very important, NMBA Professional Indemnity Insurance Registration Standard, which basically tells you that once you become registered nurse in Australia, you should definitely take the professional indemnity insurance for yourself to protect yourself against any legal issues. Okay, so read all this and then you move towards next. Can you see my screen now? What profession or division of profession are you seeking registration in? Okay, so when you see the screen, what profession or division of profession are you seeking registration in? So you click on the sidebar and you can see enrolled nurse, registered nurse, or midwife. Okay, so whatever category you're applying, we are talking about registered nurse today here. So we will be selecting registered nurse. Okay, now read through the information and then click next. Okay, registration. Now, do you hold any current registration as a registered nurse in New Zealand? Okay, so if you have, then you have to click yes. Hypothetically, you don't have, no. Okay, and then you move towards next. Have you held a previous general registration as a registered nurse in Australia anytime? Yes, if you have done it, or no, then you move towards the next. Now, referral letter. Do you have a current referral letter towards a bridging program or a referral letter for OBA letter? Okay. So basically it tells you, like, you all are aware that till February 2020, AHPRA was issuing the referral letters for bridging for program. And many of the nurses got through the bridging program, but unfortunately, because of the lockdown, many were not able to travel to Australia. And if you have received a bridging program letter, then you have to click yes. If not, then you click no. Okay, let's say you don't have any letter for a bridging or any other referral for OBA, so we go no and click next. Okay, now I hope you can see my screen. Primary qualification. What are the details of your qualification as a registered nurse? Okay, can you? I hope you can see my screen, right? So, what are the details of your qualification as a registered nurse? So, I am going to take a example from, let's say, India. Okay, so enter country where you have qualification was obtained, India. Okay, then enter the name of institution. So, I'm just hypothetically putting Baba Farid University of Health Sciences, from where we get a lot of majority nurses in Australia. Okay, now enter the title of qualification. So the qualification in India is Bachelor's in Science of Nursing. Okay, now enter the year completed. Let's say you have completed the qualification in 2015. Okay, now you can see this button which says check my qualification. Now check my qualification, and then you move towards, do you have any other qualification which is relevant to your profession? So for example, if you have done your master's in India or here, or any other qualification which is relevant to your profession as registered nurse, then you have to click yes or no. Okay, let's say you don't have any other qualification, click on no, and then move towards your next. This is basically the summary of information that you have put in before. Okay, so the summary of information, just check once again that you have put the correct information. Okay, now once you look at it and absorb it that it's all good, you move towards next. Now, very, very important message. So you can see you are now ready to proceed to the assessment stages. Okay, and by clicking on the proceed button, you have to create an account with AHPRA, and then this is the stage where you have to create the account and to pay for your assessment. Okay, now remember the assessment fees is 640 AUD. Okay, so this is a preliminary assessment, everyone. So when you reach the payment gateway, it basically indicates that you will be in stream B. Okay, and if you have reached this stage, just click on proceed. Oops, I can't reach the AHPRA site. Okay, sorry about that. So for example, you have, you click on the proceed button and then you just click on I don't have a login. Okay, so if you're a first time user, you will not have a login. Just click on I don't have a login. And then you put your first name, last name, date of birth, email address, and then just go towards next. Okay, it's like any form that you put you use on web. Maybe you're creating an account with Amazon or Netflix or Amazon Prime. So the same way. And when you put all this information and go next, then AHPRA will be you will see the prompt on the screen which tells you that now you should be doing the payment of 640 Australian dollars. Okay, that's your assessment fees. Now, I would like to take another example for you, just for the candidates or students who are from Stream C category. Okay, so that you get an idea. Okay, so let's go again back to the self-check page. Can you see my screen again? What is the self-check? Ready to commence your self-check? Okay. Now, let's say, we go through all that, click next. We go through the privacy statement carefully, click next. Go through the disclaimer carefully, click next. And let's say we take an example of a nurse from Nepal. Okay. So let's say you are going to apply for registered nurse, then click next. Do you hold a current nursing registration as a registered nurse in New Zealand? No. Do you hold a current relevant registration or previously held a registration in Australia? No. No referral letter for bridging or OBA? Next. Now enter the country where qualification was obtained. So I'm just hypothetically putting Nepal. Okay. Now enter the name of institution. Again, I'm hypothetically putting Purbanchal University, let's say. Okay. Now enter the title of qualification. Okay. Now you can see I'm putting a title of qualification just for as an example. So proficiency certificate is a nursing qualification in Nepal. So I'm just putting proficiency certificate and then putting the enter year completed maybe in 2000 and hypothetically 2012. Now check my qualification. Do you have any other qualification relevant to your profession? No. Go through the summary, see whether you have put the correct information. Let's say go towards next. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm sorry about that. My the page is not working on the AHPRA website. But basically what I want to show you is that if in case you put your qualification, you put your university name and everything, and unfortunately, if you see a message there which says that your qualification is not relevant, okay, and you basically have to upgrade your qualification. So you will see a document there which says the approved programs of study. Look at the document and then basically you have to upgrade your qualification as per Australian standards. Okay. So I was trying to show you some 2-3 examples, but unfortunately the website is not working. But I think you have a basic understanding on how to do it. You can do it yourself easily now. Okay. Now, moving towards the documents that you have to submit on your portfolio. Okay, so now once you have completed your payment, you have watched the orientation part 1, you move towards your documents. So basically you will see the list of documents that is required from you, which basically includes your identity proof. So in terms of your residential address, your passport copy, and of course your nursing educational qualifications. Now nursing educational qualifications will include your mark sheets, your academic transcripts, very important, your degree certificate, and of course your nursing registration certificate. Okay, and all these documents you must mandatorily attest them as per the AHPRA guidelines. Okay, and I will try to show you the AHPRA guidelines as well. So as I said, when you reach the portfolio, you can see this document there and you can download this document, certifying documents, instructions for applicants. Okay. So it basically tells you who can attest your documents. So they have mentioned if you're in Australia, who all can attest your documents. If not, if you're outside, who can attest your documents like Notary Public or Justice of Peace outside. Once you have gone through this document clearly, then basically what you have to do is color photocopy all your documents, that the list that you see on your portfolio, color photocopy them, and then using that, print out this document and take it to the person who is certifying your documents. Okay. The important thing here is that they have clearly mentioned how a document with a photo should be attested and how a document without a photo should be attested. Okay. For example, you're attesting getting your passport attested, so which has your photograph. So then the attesting officer has to write this statement: I certify that this is a true copy of the photograph, is a true likeness of the person presenting the documents as cited by me. Then the attesting officer should put his signature, his full name, date of attest when he is attesting your document, his contact phone number, occupation, profession, license number if required. Okay, all this information should be there. He should put he can use a stamp seal, or he can write all the information, as long as the full information is there, including his profession number, license number, contact number, and name and date, signature, everything. Okay. Now, and documents without a photo, for example, if your mark sheets does not generally don't have any photograph, so here in that case, without a photo, they have to write here, I have cited the original document and certify this to be a true copy of the original, and then again put the same information. Okay. Please, this is very important for you to understand that your document should be attested properly as per this. I have had students who did not go through the guidelines, who just uploaded their documents without any attestation. Or I have had similar experiences where the students have got their documents attested, but the attesting officer missed his phone number or missed his profession number. So then in that case, it delays your process, because your assessment officer from AHPRA will get back to you and tell you that your document is not attested as per the guidelines. Okay. So the best thing that I advise everyone is color photocopy all your documents, your passport copy, your identity proofs, what all you see on your portfolio. Print out the page, this page, go through it in detail, and then take your documents as well as this guidelines to the attesting officer, show it to him, and tell him you have to get it attested as per the guidelines. Most of the people who will be attesting in Australia will know how to do it, but please take it with you so that you get these documents attested properly. Okay. Once you attest these documents, then what you have to do is basically scan these documents. Now, again, color scan these documents and then upload it one by one on the AHPRA portal. Okay. Let me see if I can show you. Okay. So can you see my screen, which basically is a sample of document upload? Okay. Now, basically here you will see a small buttons, which we can see that plus button and upload new button. Then you can click on the plus button, add the documents, and keep on uploading once you have got everything attested properly. Okay. So you can see here they have mentioned very clearly it should be in color, clear, and legible. Less than 10 MB, it can be of the following formats: JPG, JPEG, PNG, PDF. Okay. And it should be, of course, you can see here, I have put here the link of the document certification requirement, the document that I showed you just now. Print it and get your documents attested properly. Okay. Okay. So I think that is about the, about self-check and portfolio submission. After that, you remember the steps. Once you have submitted everything, then you move on towards, you have to wait for some time till you get some information from AHPRA. And if it's all good, and if your qualification is all okay to be proceeded towards the NCLEX RN stage. Okay. Then NCLEX RN, you have to appear, OSCE, and then you move towards your registration. Okay. Okay. Apart from that, okay. So now coming back to how can we help you? We have helped many nurses in the last year to achieve their dream of clearing the NCLEX RN first. And I'm very happy to tell you that we are the first provider in Australia who have started the OSCE program. And unfortunately, our students were not able to sit for the December examination, although they got the dates, but because of the again the closure of the borders, we were not able to. Hopefully, I'm hopeful that they will be able to sit soon. Okay, and our NCLEX RN preparation is 8 weeks program, online, delivered every day, 2 p.m. to 5:30, 6 p.m. Sydney, Melbourne time. All the classes are recorded. So if in case you miss the class on any particular day, you can always go back and look at the recorded session. The fees is 2,500 Australian dollars. Okay. And as far as your OSCE is concerned, I'm sure those who are following us from long time will know that our OSCE program was 4 weeks. But based on our experience, we feel that even 4 weeks, we had to increase it to 1 more week. And our OSCE is completely on campus. Completely on campus. There is nothing online. By blended, I mean that you have, of course, some kind of self-study, but majority of it is you have to be in campus. 5 weeks, you have to be in campus, practice the skills, the 15 skills, and understand how to use a nursing process. You have to do it again, till it becomes your behavior and you perform very well in your OSCE examination. Okay. In terms of our NCLEX examination, we provide 3 full-length mock examinations, question bank. We have an international faculty pool joining us from Philippines, India, Australia, and we have had very good feedback in the last 1 year. Okay. Apart from that, one new thing that I would like to tell all of you is that we have had students who had started their program, but unfortunately in between they had to stop it because of the personal issues and stuff. So we have extended the whole access for this program for 1 year. Okay, so let's say you enroll with us in January. You have the training material as well as the independence and the freedom to attend our training for whole 1 year. We of course don't want you to attend we want you to complete the training program in 8 weeks and appear in the examination soon. But if in case, unfortunately, there has been some issues in your personal life, we are here to support you in that, and we will be providing you everything, all support for the next 1 year. Okay, and I'm sure it will be very helpful for many of you. Okay. In terms of our OSCE, I'm very, very happy to tell you that we are having a free OSCE demo class. I'm sure no other provider will provide you this. So try us before you decide us, because this is the most important examination in your life. The OSCE is the most important examination in your life. Okay. And we have only 10 seats for this OSCE demo class. It's going to be a half-day demo class, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you will be coming to our Parramatta campus, which is 5 minutes from the Parramatta station in our simulation lab from where I'm doing the live session today. And you will be spending the time with our faculty, learning some skills and getting a feel and essence of how we deliver our OSCE training. If you find that it is fruitful, then you attend. If you think that it is not worth it, forget about it. Okay. So free demo class for you before you decide whether you want to go ahead with our training. Okay. In terms of our next intake for NCLEX and OSCE, NCLEX, the intake is 25th January 2020, and OSCE is 18th January 2020. We have, if you go to our website, we have published the dates for OSCE for the next 5-6 months, so that you can match your examination date from AHPRA and prepare for your training. So we have put in advance when are we conducting our OSCE intakes, and it's all matched as per AHPRA's examination. So it will be helpful for you. Okay. Any questions, please don't hesitate to call us, email us, reach us anytime through Facebook, through our contact number on the screen. I'm sorry, I think I missed putting the Indian contact number, but I will put that in the comment section. I'm really sorry about that. Our email address, oba@leadcollege.edu.au. And also you can go to the website and put an inquiry, or if you want to talk to me, please feel free to call me anytime on the number 478-860-673. Okay. Okay, now Q&A time, question and answer. So my colleague here has given me a few questions. Okay. So I can see a question from Jesh Prajapati, very familiar name. I know Jesh has been looking at our live sessions. Hi, Jesh, how are you? Okay, is anybody there who can help to do application or self-check in AHPRA? Okay. Jesh, in terms of helping you in terms of your self-check, so we will be very, very happy to guide you. We don't do it on any student's behalf, as you can see as I showed you that no third party is allowed to do it on your behalf. Okay, so we will be very, very happy. In fact, I have, in the last few weeks, we have started a 15 minutes free session with me for students who have had individual questions, individual circumstances, who would like to discuss with me in terms of how to do their self-check and portfolio submission. You can just give us a call or email us, and we will tell you the suitable time where we can do this Zoom session personally with you. Okay, we'll be happy to help you and guide you about it, but you have to do it yourself. Okay. Now, where have, I think somebody has asked, where have I graduated? Okay, that's kind of a little personal question, so I'll skip on that. Okay, next, Dhakal, can you please let us know in short who will be eligible for OBA and what will happen for AHPRA? Okay, Dhakal, you have to, as I said, you have to, I don't know your qualification. I'm not familiar about where you have attained your qualification. What is your qualification? I will put the self-check link. It's a very simple procedure. Go to the self-check link, check it for yourself. Okay. And put your qualification, put your university name, and then see whether it is relevant for you. Okay, moving towards, is NCLEX exam mandatory for registered nurses in Nepal? Okay, so again, as I said, click on the self-check link. You will come to know whether your qualification is all okay to proceed. But as per the new assessment, any overseas registered nurse from 1st March 2020 has to, there's no more bridging program or, iron program. There's no more bridging program. You have to undergo an assessment. Or if, let's say, you are a candidate from stream A, then it's a different thing. Of course, you may be referred for supervised practice. But apart from that, everybody has to undergo the assessment. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I think I misunderstood Wasim's question. Wasim's question is that I have graduated in August. Am I eligible? Wasim, as long as you have 450 hours of experience, of course you are eligible. Okay, you should be having 450 hours of experience. Although the experience is required, you need to submit the document at the end. Before your in your portfolio, you don't have to submit your currently your experience certificate, but you are definitely eligible. But then you have to check on the self check link, depending upon what university you have qualified. Okay. Okay. Apart from that, I think Wasim. Okay. Okay. I don't think if there's any other question. If there's no other question, we'll wind up the session for today. And if you have any questions, again, I'm happy to help you. Please email us at oba@leadcollege.edu.au. And also our contact number, you can reach us on our contact number, which is 478-860-673. Okay. So thank you once again, all of you, for your time. And I'm hopeful that you learn something new today. You can do it yourself. That's why I put it as DIY. You can do it yourself. And all the best to achieve for your, all the best for everything that you do in this year. And I hope that you become a registered nurse in Australia soon. Thank you.